Hello and welcome to Naughty Scares. In May of 2025, just 2 days after the terrible murder of Valeria Marquez, another young woman was killed in an eerily similar way. On the 15th of May of last year, Colombia was shaken by the brutal killing of Maria Jose Estupinan, a 22-year-old model, influencer, and university student from Cúcuta, a city near the Venezuelan border. Her death immediately drew comparisons to the horrifying crime that had occurred just days earlier in Mexico, the murder of beauty influencer Valeria Marquez during a live stream. On May 15th, Maria Jose opened the door of her home to what appeared to be a delivery man. According to Colombian authorities, the man was disguised as a courier, delivering a box of chocolates, and the moment she unlocked the door, he shot her in the face at point-blank range. Security cameras captured the attack. The footage shows the assailant approaching her door, handing over the package, and then firing before sprinting away, leaving her screaming in pain. Neighbors could be seen rushing out after hearing the gunshots, some trying to help her, while others called authorities. Despite being taken to a hospital, Maria Jose died from her injuries. The video spread rapidly across social media, fueling outrage and fear.
La Mona, como era conocida María José Estupinan Sánchez, tenía 22 años. Era estudiante de séptimo semestre de comunicación social y tenía su negocio de ropa deportiva, lencería y calzado. La joven fue asesinada en el barrio El Bosque cuando salió a recibir una encomienda. El hombre que primero entregó una caja de chocolates y luego la atacó a tiros quedó grabado en una cámara de seguridad.
Tenemos varias informaciones que estamos verificando. Ya Policía Judicial ha empezado a realizar las actividades propias para lograr la identificación y dar el paradero de esta persona que ultima contra esta...
Maria Jose, known online as La Mona, was studying social communication and dreamed of becoming a television presenter. Her Facebook page showed snapshots of her life, trips to New York and California, gym photos, poolside selfies, and glimpses of her daily routines. But after her death, investigators and the public began revisiting her older posts, and many of them now feel chillingly prophetic. Her unsettling Facebook posts included, "We're not taking anything to the grave," posted with a macabre image of a corpse. "If I die, straighten my hair. My dad is paramilitary. It's on you if you touch me. I miss even the sound of a gunshot from Colombia." What once seemed like dark humor now reads like a series of warnings. Authorities confirmed that Maria Jose had been the victim of domestic violence. She had filed multiple complaints against her ex-partner over the years.
Fue identificada la joven de 22 años que fue asesinada en las últimas horas en el barrio El Bosque de Cúcuta.
Una mujer lo recibe y procede a impactarla con arma de fuego, obviamente causándole la muerte.
Videos como este son analizados por las autoridades luego que el sicario se contactara con ella para supuestamente entregarle un domicilio, pero fue solo un pretexto para asesinarla.
Puede que se trate de un tema pasional, ya que en años anteriores presenta unas denuncias por violencia intrafamiliar.
Los peritos judiciales serán los encargados de recopilar el material probatorio que determine si las denuncias tendrían conexión con el homicidio.
Just 1 day before her murder, a judge ruled in her favor, ordering her abuser to pay her 30 million pesos in damages, which equals about $7,000 US. Women's rights advocates argue that this ruling and her willingness to testify may have placed her in even greater danger. making her a possible victim of femicide. The Colombian police have stated that her ex-partner is the primary suspect. He had made previous threats, and there were multiple complaints filed against him. The Colombian police have stated that the killing could be a femicide, though the investigation is still ongoing. Colonel William Quintero of the Metropolitan Police of Cúcuta confirmed that authorities are taking urgent actions to identify and capture those responsible. Feminist organizations in Colombia have condemned the state's inability to protect Maria Jose. Alejandra Vera, director of the collective Women Speak Out and Move It, stated, Maria Jose did what the system demands. She reported the crime, presented evidence, asked for help, but the state let her die. She emphasized that Colombia faces a pandemic of femicides, with a woman killed every 28 hours and more than 886 femicides reported in 2024, the highest number in 7 years. Just 2 days before Maria Jose's death, 23-year-old Mexican influencer Valeria Marquez was shot inside her beauty salon in Jalisco while live streaming on TikTok. A man arrived on a motorcycle, entered the salon, asked if she was Valeria, and moments later shot her. She died still sitting in the chair with the toy in her arms. Authorities believe the attackers did not personally know her, and he was simply her executioner. Valeria's murder is also being investigated as a femicide. With Maria Jose's unaliving being just days after Valeria Marquez, the public couldn't help but see similarities in their cases. Both Valeria Marquez and Maria Jose, or La Mona, were in their early 20s. Both were influencers and entrepreneurs. They both were working so hard for a promising future. Both of their lives were taken by a hitman pretending to deliver a gift, and both seemed to have some sort of bad premonition. Valeria's case still remains unsolved. Maria Jose's killing has been a symbol of the failures of the justice system and the vulnerability of women who speak out. Her friends, family, and advocates insist that her death was preventable and that her case must not be forgotten. Her final posts, once overlooked, now echo like warnings from someone who sensed danger closing in. Her story, like Valeria Marquez, has ignited demands for accountability and protection for women across Latin America. In early October of last year, Philadelphia was already settling into the quiet chill of fall when 23-year-old Kada Scott, a Penn State graduate, caregiver, and beloved daughter, vanished into the night. What began as a missing person report quickly spiraled into one of the city's most disturbing investigations. On the night of October 4th, Kada returned home from spending time with friends. She borrowed her mother's car to head to her overnight shift at the Terrace at Chestnut Hill, an assisted living facility where she worked the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. But she didn't stay long. Co-workers later told her family that she left unusually early, around 10:30 p.m., barely half an hour after clocking in. That was the last confirmed sighting of her alive. When she didn't return home the next morning, her parents tried calling her. Every call went straight to voicemail, something completely out of character for their daughter. Her mother phoned the facility only to receive conflicting information about Kada's whereabouts. When the family arrived at the nursing home, they found her mother's car still parked in the employee lot. Inside the vehicle, none of her belongings remained. Her iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch, keys, and bag were all missing. And in the days leading up to her disappearance, friends and family said Kada had been receiving harassing phone calls from unknown individuals. Police noted this detail early on, unsure whether it was connected, but hoping it might lead somewhere. Investigators began searching areas where Kada's phone last pinged before it abruptly disconnected. One of those locations was a sprawling 55-acre property in East Germantown. Officers, K-9 units, and eventually even 300 police recruits combed the grounds. They found nothing. But on October 11th, the case escalated. The FBI and the Philadelphia Homicide Unit joined the investigation, not because homicide was confirmed, but because the case demanded the department's most experienced investigators. By mid-October, detectives identified a man they believed had been in contact with Kada shortly before she vanished, 21-year-old Keon King of Dover, Delaware. Cell phone data showed communication between the two. Surveillance footage placed Keon at multiple locations tied to the case, and investigators said he had met Kada at her workplace shortly before she disappeared.
According to the documents, on October 4th, the night Scott disappeared, as she was on her way to work in Chestnut Hill, she received a dozen calls from a number linked to King. Investigators say King texted Kada letting her know he had a new number. Kada asked who it was. King then replied, Kel, as the two made plans to meet up. That same night, Kada wrote, "Kidnap me again." King replied, "Better be up to." Officials say their last exchange was at 10:09, when Kada texted King to call her when he arrived. A co-worker of Scott told police they heard Scott upset that night. Police say Scott was last seen leaving her job in a 2008 Hyundai. The same vehicle police say was stolen and later intentionally set on fire on October 7th. Cell phone activity shows Scott and King arrived at the Auberry Rec Center's parking lot the night she disappeared.
On October 14th, Keon turned himself in. He was initially charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, stalking, criminal use of communication facility, reckless endangering another person, and tampering with evidence. But prosecutors hinted more charges were coming.
My name is Ashley Tezlowski. I am an assistant district attorney in the homicide unit. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court.
3 days before Kada's remains were found, investigators discovered items believed to be hers, including her iPhone case and debit card, near the grounds of the abandoned Ada H. Lewis Middle School in East Germantown. The area was unsettling: overgrown wood, crumbling brick, and a recreation center sitting directly beside the vacant school. Surveillance cameras from that recreation center would later become crucial. Police searched the area thoroughly, but they found nothing.
Yeah, good morning to you, Michael. That video was posted on TikTok. A woman claiming it shows a man trying to break into her house. Police telling ABC News that they believe that the man you're about to see in that video is the suspect, now charged with kidnapping Kada Scott.
Bye. Keon out here.
This morning, police investigating this video showing who they believe to be Keon King, the suspect connected to the disappearance of 23-year-old nursing assistant Kada Scott, a man seen peeking through the window from outside in the yard. It's unclear when or where this video was taken. Now, the race against time to find Scott. Investigators say before Scott disappeared, she told relatives she was being harassed, though it has yet to be determined if the person harassing her was King. But officials say their suspect does have a pattern of similar crimes.
He did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file, and after an extensive review of it, our office made the decision to refile those charges.
Then, late on a Friday night, a new tip came in. Described by investigators as very specific, the caller insisted to go back. She's there. Look again. On Saturday, officers returned to the wooded area behind the abandoned school. This time, they found what they had missed before: a shallow grave. Inside were human remains. DNA testing later confirmed what everyone feared. The remains belonged to Kada Scott.
Police say Scott was last seen leaving her job in a 2008 Hyundai, the same vehicle police say was stolen and later intentionally set on fire on October 7th. Cell phone activity shows Scott and King arrived at the Auberry Rec Center's parking lot the night she disappeared. Sources tell NBC 10 they believe Scott was killed 20 to 30 minutes after she went missing. Police say surveillance video of the rec center captured two people arriving and exiting King's vehicle, but then just hours later, two suspects are seen removing from the vehicle what they believe to be someone's body and placing it in the area where Scott's remains were found. Police say the investigation into Scott's murder is far from over.
The Philadelphia Medical Examiner's Office announced that Kada died from a gunshot wound to the head. Her death was officially ruled a homicide. As investigators pieced together the timeline, a disturbing pattern emerged involving a stolen 2008 black Hyundai Accent. According to the prosecutors, the Hyundai was stolen on October 3rd, the day before Kada vanished. It was seen on surveillance video at the recreation center next to the abandoned school on the night of October 4th. Cell phone data placed Keon at every location connected to the vehicle. Prosecutors believe Keon used the Hyundai to transport Kada's body to the wooded area where she was found. 3 days later, on October 7th, the Hyundai was found on fire in Philadelphia. Before investigators could examine it, the burned vehicle was towed, compacted, and sent to a junkyard. But authorities eventually recovered it, and this led to a new wave of charges against Keon. These charges included arson, causing or risking a catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, tampering with evidence, and receiving stolen property. Investigators also located a 1999 metallic gold Toyota Camry believed to be connected to the case. It was found parked at an apartment complex in East Falls and taken for forensic processing. Police sources later revealed chilling details that Kada and Keon had been texting for hours the day she vanished. Her phone was moving around 10 p.m. before disconnecting. Investigators believed she was killed within 20 to 30 minutes of leaving work. Police are actively investigating whether a second person helped after the fact. Earlier in the year, Keon had been arrested in another case, accused of kidnapping a woman from outside her home, assaulting her, and eventually releasing her. Those charges were dropped when the victim and a witness failed to appear in court. After Kada's disappearance, District Attorney Larry Krasner reopened that case, calling the earlier bail decision a failure that may have had tragic consequences. Once Kada's cause of death was confirmed, prosecutors approved a murder charge against Keon, along with robbery, theft, violation of Uniform Firearm Act, abuse of a corpse, obstruction of justice, conspiracy, and processing an instrument of crime. Keon has not yet entered plea. He is being held on a $2.5 million bail. Kada's parents released a long, emotional statement describing their daughter as a source of light, kindness, and a beautiful spirit. They thank the community, volunteers, police, and media for their support and asked for privacy as they grieved. They ended with a plea. As we continue to grieve, our family now seeks justice for Kada. Vigils, balloon releases, and donation drives were organized in Kada's honor. Council member Anthony Phillips emphasized that Kada Scott mattered. Her life mattered. District Attorney Krasner said, "We are not done." In the end, what lingers most about Kada Scott is not the darkness surrounding her final moments, but the light that she carried through life. And now, as the investigation continues and the pursuit of justice moves forward, her name echoes far beyond Philadelphia, carried by the people who refuse to let her be forgotten. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want. You don't have to. It's only if you want to. I'm not trying to force you or anything. It's only if you want to.